Hello everyone, my name is Sen Yang, and I will be giving this week's presentation with the topic of Computer Security Incident Handling Guide. So my presentation will be focusing on the segment of containment, eradication, and recovery. So here is an overall list of incident handling checklist. It basically covers like three different parts of detection and analysis, containment, eradication, and recovery. The last part is post-incident activity. So for my presentation, we'll be focusing on the containment, eradication, and recovery. So to start with containment, what is a good strategy? There are three steps that I want to talk about here. Number one is the importance of containment. It is critical because it is to prevent resource overload and damage escalation, to give time for developing tailored remediation strategies with predefined strategies and procedures for effective decision making. Now, to the specific strategy, it varies based on incident type with specific criteria, including potential damage, evidence preservation, service availability, and implementation resources. A lot of these times, legal consultation is necessary for monitoring strategies like sandboxing and delayed containment should be avoided due to risks. Now, potential issues with containment. Some attacks may cause additional damage during containment, and disconnection from network doesn't always help or solve that problem. So for evidence gathering and handling, first of all, the purpose and documentation of evidence. This is to resolve incidents and for potential legal proceedings, ensuring all evidence, including compromise system, is clearly documented and preserved. And for the chain of custody logging, we need to maintain a detailed log and chain of custody for evidence. That is to include identify information, names, and contact details of all handlers, timestamps, and locations. So the challenges we usually face during the evidence collection is that we need to acquire evidence from system of interest promptly to capture initial snapshots before any alterations and ensure users and administrators know the steps to preserve evidence. Next, we need to identify the attacking host, but keep in mind that this is not the priority. The priority should focus on containment and recovery. We prioritize containment, eradication, and recovery. This is to minimize business impact, as also hosting identification can be very time consuming. Now going to the detail of identifying the attacking host, we need to be aware that limitations of IP address validation, validating and attacking host IP may be unreliable due to potential spoofing, dynamic IP reassignment, or host configurations. So alternative identification methods, there are other ways like utilize search engines, incident database, and communication channels for additional information on the attack. Eradication and recovery. So eradication to eliminate components of the incident, such as malware and compromised user account, and identify address or exploit vulnerabilities. Ensure all affected hosts are remediated through eradication. May not always be necessary or may occur during recovery. And for recovery, we need to restore system to normal operation by actions like restoring from backups, rebuilding systems, applying patches, and enhancing security measurements. Phased approach eradication and recovery in phases, prioritize quick, high-value changes for business purpose and for immediate security improvement, and then we can focus on long-term infrastructure changes. So for post-incident activities, we should take the lessons learned here, conduct lesson learned meetings to review what happened, assess performance, and identify improvements. Post-mortem analysis is to analyze and identify what went well and what can be improved and what resources are needed for future incidents to improve. Follow-up reports, we should create detailed follow-up reports for each incident, document them, including timeline of events and damage estimates. Collecting the incident data, we should utilize the data, collect and analyze objective and subjective data from incidents to justify additional funding and identify systematic weakness and improve the risk assessment. And for the metrics, the response success using metrics such as the number of incidents handled, time spent per incident, and effectiveness of the response. And continuous improvement, we should use lessons learned to update incident response policies and procedures, conduct periodic audits to identify and address deficiencies in the incident response program. So recommendations, we should always start with preparation and prevention. That is to acquire essential tools and resources for incident handling, maintain robust security through risk assessment, and ensure user awareness of security policies. Data management and analysis to implement comprehensive logging, profiling, and event correlation. Create and adhere to a log retention policy, synchronize host clocks, and maintain a centralized knowledge base. And for the improvement on incident handling, we should prioritize incidents based on impact and establish clear reporting and escalation procedures. That is all for my presentation. Thank you very much for everyone's time. If there's any other question or comment, please let me know.